Hello everyone and welcome to the Kansas Speedway. We are here for the 10th race of the AKG Cup Series, season number 5. It is the Hollywood Casino 400 at the Kansas Speedway. Really looking forward to this one. 67 laps around this 1.5 mile speedway in Kansas City. Really looking forward to this one. Usually very entertaining race at Kansas, and I'm sure this one will not disappoint, and it's under the lights tonight. Really looking forward to see how this one plays out. As I said before, 67 laps long, about 100 miles in length, and Kansas always turns out a pretty good race, as mentioned before, and this one shouldn't be any different. The starting lineup will be rolling on the bottom of your screen as always, and for the second year in a row, Julio Cesar is on the pole here at Kansas, and he'll be joined by Jack Hawkins on the outside of the front row. Row 2, Dawson Miller in the number 48 and Cody Smart, excellent qualifying for the number 2. Row 3, we've got the number 51 of Alexander Rowe, 3 wins on the year for Rowe, and Simon Nichols in the number 3. Row 4, Brandon Bent, winner at Talladega, first win of the year, and Henry Gore in the number 72. Row 5, you got the 76 of Kelly Lee looking to make her way back into the top 16 in points, and Atlanta winner Jake Rogers. Row 6, Kian Rowley in the number 10, and William Brock in the number 1. Row 7, you have the 39 of Dominic Anthony, the Las Vegas winner, and Colin Denton joins him on the outside from 14th. Row number 8, you have Eli Bright in the 95, our Daytona 500 champion, and Charlie Davenport, the highest rookie in the field in the starting lineup, from 16th. Row 9, give a call to Brandon Nelson in the second Smart Motorsports 4, best start of his season so far, and Carter Friesen, another rookie, from 18th, and rounding out the top 20, Ryan Benjamin in the 36th, and Noah Clifton in the number 6. You'll see the rest of the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen. And we'll be getting ready to go. Under the lights at Kansas, our only race here this year. And will be a very entertaining race. Should be got a couple pit stops in this one, as it usually turns out. And there goes the cars rolling off the pit road. And it looks like everyone will be making a start. Everyone's rolling off alright, which is good to see. Of course, coming off Talladega last time out, Brandon Bent, the winner, of course, our defending Cup champion, going to victory lane. He is not the points leader though. That is the number 14 of Tristan Allen, and you will see he will start from the rear of the field after crashing his car in qualifying, starting from 42nd on the grid. Here are the DQs, Trey Wright, Derek Hamill misses the show for the first time this year, Austin Johnson and Hamill's teammate Jack Halleck. So both Buck Racing Dodgers missing the show. Race info, race 10, 26, 67 laps, 2 pit stops and about 100.5 miles long. And there are all your previous winners here at the Kansas Speedway. Last year's winner here, Julio Cesar, is going to lead us to the green from the pole. And we are racing in Kansas. The green flag's out. We are underway. And Alexander Rowe to the inside of Dawson Miller, who got to second immediately. Now Rowe to the inside trying to get to second. He'll get at the line. Julio Cesar leads the first lap of action. See, these guys can go 3 wide at times here at Kansas and can usually make it. 4 wide usually doesn't work. Brandon Bent makes his way up to third. There's Simon Nichols. Number 3 to the inside of his teammate Dawson Miller in the 48. And Cody Smart mentioned very good qualifying. In fact, all 3 Smart Motorsport cars with pretty good qualifying efforts. And Smart down in the 6th position at the line. There is our last winner, Brandon Bent, the defending Cup champ. 2-time series champ, season 4 Daytona 500 champ, all over the back of Alexander Rowe. And looking as we got a caution on the racetrack. Oh, big crash. Noah Clifton, Chase Harris in the 56. Who's replacing Nathan Ormond again this week. And Clifton, not what he needed. That's for sure. As Caesar wins the race back to the line. Look at the damage on the 6 and the 56. And Clifton, he's in contention for a chase spot as there is John Andrews. So two of the 4 tanker cars involved. And Andrews covered a lot of damage. But Clifton, not what he needed if he wants to potentially make the chase as a rookie. Now, Brandon Bent here is going to lead them down, I think. Even though he's not actually the leader, which... I mean... I don't know if he could do that. I don't know if he could get away with that, but... we'll have to wait and see. I guess he's feeling pretty good about himself after that win last time out. It's not been the greatest year for Brandon Bent, but win last week certainly did him a world of good. And he's the first one on pit road. So, early caution. Cautions are pretty common at the Kansas Speedway. Let's see. Looks like Cody Smart's going to win the race off of pit road. May just took 2 tyres there in the number 2. So he'll win the race off of pit road. And Caesar... Looks like Brandon Bent got to the line ahead of the 25. Followed by Miller, Nichols. They will be... Oh, those guys ran in your top 5. Cody Smart is the race leader. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the first caution of the night. Well, here's what happened to trigger the first caution of the night. And I mentioned 4 wide. Usually doesn't work. It didn't work in this case. And it will be Nathan Stapleton and Chase Harris who make contact. Christian Vargas to the inside in the 43. 56 and 97 make contact. And they actually keep it under control for now. Stapleton in the 97 only gets his left sides in the grass there. Harris completely on the grass. Stapleton will get back on fine, but the 56 here of Chase Harris will not be so lucky. Comes up into Vargas, into Addison Steinbach and Noah Clifton, and look at that! That is a big hit on the walls. Clifton got squashed by Steinbach and Vargas, and Steinbach came down the racetrack, collected Allen in the 14. He gets through relatively unscathed, but a bit of damage there. David Johnson sneaking by on the outside. They did get the wall, and that is where Chase Harris got his front end damage from. As Steinbach came back up the racetrack and into him. But for the number 6 of Noah Clifton, probably the biggest loser from this ordeal in the race. And we'll take it on board with him here and see his perspective. Let's see those guys off to the left. Bang. That's big time hit. And lots of damage that will put him out of, certainly out of contention, but not be out of the race as well. Here's Tristan Allen's on board. Powerade colours this week. Yeah, gets a bit of it. Gets a bit of it on the right side. And you see Williams and David Johnson scraping the outside wall there. Here's real time. Actually, lucky. Could have been a lot worse. But, I mean, nothing Vargas could have really done. Look at the air that the 6 and the 53 got. And those guys all pretty much out of it. Tough break for them. We will take you back to the green. Early restart here in the Kansas 400. Coming back to the green this time, Cody Smart in the number 2, the owner driver, took 2 tyres on that round of pit stops, so he will lead the field back to green from Julio Caesar in the 25, Brandon Bent in the 27. I think that was Dawson Miller in 4th, and Simon Nichols in 5th. So Smart, of course, coming into this race, he's also kind of hovering around the top 16, currently on the outside, but gets a good run. Can certainly put himself at least back in contention for that final chase spot. What has been a rough year for the team, he has been certainly the bright spot. There's Brandon Nelson, Billy Natavia, the 2 rookie drivers, have struggled. Both cars have to race their way in. They did tonight. Both are pretty well in qualifying. So we'll see what Smart can do from the front in the number 2. Pace cars on pit road. Coming back to green. Still plenty of laps remaining. Green flag. Cody Smart gets a very good jump on the 25 for Julio Caesar. Down the back straight away. Caesar had a poor restart there. Did not get himself going. Brandon Bent was looking to the inside. Caesar covered him off. But Bent was very much looking for a move here and might potentially make a move here off into turn one. And they're all kind of stay single file for now. Caesar, of course, the winner at Phoenix this year. Smart. Well, Cody Smart has not won a race since season 1, and that team has not won since season 2, the finale of season 2. So it's been a long time. There's been a long wait, but car looks pretty decent at the moment. Started from 4th and currently leading, but not for long because here comes the 25 to the inside. And Caesar, who was looking to capitalise. Tristan Allen, of course, involved in that accident, got a piece of it. Of course, Allen comes in as the points leader. Caesar looking to capitalise. As here comes Nichols to the inside of Miller. This is for 4th. The top 6 are kind of pulled away. Kelly Lee, I mentioned before, also kind of in that bubble range. Looking to put herself back into contention. Here's a couple of NS racing cars that are doing very well this year. Benny Watson, actually lost track of how many top 5s he's gotten. And Eli Bright, the Daytona 500 champion, both in the top 16 as it stands. Of course, Watson made the chase in season 4. But finished 15th out of the 16 drivers last year. There's Dawson Miller trying to get back to the inside of Nichols. But here's his teammate, Julio Caesar, leading. There is the number 6, Noah Clifton. We have caught up to him already. Oh, be careful. We've seen a couple of times that slow cars come up the racetrack and squeeze the faster car into the wall. We've seen that a couple of times, and Clifton nearly did that to the race leader. And he is obviously now going to be a lap down and is being shuffled to the outside lane. So, tough break for him. You see he's 2 laps off the pace, actually. So, it's a few more low. 3 laps down now. But he's actually going to place on Chase Harris. So, well, it's 1 point gained. It's a start. He's got to hope for more yellows and more retirements from the race here, as he's going to hold up Kelly Lee on the outside lane in the 76. Back up to the front. Top 5 have broken away. Here goes Nichols to the inside of Cody Smart. Troll at least trying to go to the inside of Cody Smart, who's actually held up alright on those 2 right sides. Of course, didn't get too many laps in early on, so it shouldn't be too much of an effect at this stage anyway. But he is holding up the 3 a little bit, at the top 2 have pulled away. Caesar and Bent. And of course, Brandon Bent comes into this, riding the win last week. You know, a lot of momentum. Good win. You see, I think that was Steinbach or pit road? It is. So Steinbach, who has already been involved in the accident, on pit road. And Chase Harris, I think that was as well in the background. It is. 56, yeah. So Chase Harris, of course, with that front end damage as well. He is at the back of the field. And Steinbach is well down the order as well. And there is Tristan Allen, who got a bit of front end damage, a bit of right side, although it looks alright from here. Currently way down in 31st, so a lot of positions must be gained, because Caesar in the 25 and a couple others, of course, looking to potentially threaten the 14 in his championship and, well, regular season championship ambitions, of course. We have a regular season championship in this series. As Simon Nichols falling back on the outside, and here goes Eli Bright. Nearly got into the left rear of the 3. Had to check up. Kept it off of each other. And he stays in the 6th position, and Brandon Bent has gone to the front in the Subway Ford. And, well, it would be a nice feeling for Brandon Bent to go back to back after what hasn't started out as the best of years, fair to say, defending his season 4 title. But here he is now leading this race at Kansas. But Caesar's not terribly far behind still, now 25. Then Miller, Cody Smart on the outside lane here in the 2 as Nichols gets around him. Eli Bright is on the move. Had a good run at Bristol, of course, a few races ago. And here he is now trying to get to the inside of the 2, although I was going to say side by side. Dominic Anthony, the Las Vegas winner, would like a pretty good result, I reckon, tonight. He's a little too close to the cutoff line at this stage to be comfortable. Alexander Road, 3 wins. It's not exactly comfortable either. He's had a few retirements. There's Kelly Lee, of course, in the 76, currently running inside the top 10. And Harris. This is his final race as the replacement for Nathan Ormond. Ormond will be back in the car at Pocono next week as he is going to come down. He's doing that glitch where the car continually comes down the pit road. Back to Tristan Allen. He is 29th as it currently stands. Under attack here as Diego Yepes can't quite hang on the inside lane, but let's try to make something happen. There's Jake Rogers as well. He's another one of those guys that is competing with Tristan for that regular season championship. Not having a good run at the moment. Way down the order. Battling with guys like Richard Fridge, who nearly got to the back of Noah Kim, who hasn't made too many friends recently. But Rogers way down to 26th. He's just lost another position to Arthur Xavier. So Rogers has got to get going. Richard Fridge is another driver that's kind of... He had a good run at Bristol's. Kind of come back towards that top 16 in points. Obviously on the outside looking in as it stands, but doing a decent job right now. Colin Denton, another one of these guys in that chase bubble. In the number 21, looking to put himself in a much better position than currently, and he is the only of the DW Motorsport guys now to have not won this year. As here's another one of the Smart Motorsport cars. Billy Nantavio talked about how they had a good qualifying effort. Smart in 4th, and Tavio 23rd, and Brandon Nelson inside the top 20. Nelson struggled tonight, but with race pace. Here's another guy that would like to... he'd like a bit more than what he's gotten so far this year. Henry Guo, the number 72. Hasn't had a top 5 so far this year. Looking to change that tonight. Porkins going to the inside here. Not the 72, and you know, these two guys here, the 72 and the 71, Porkins and Gore. I mean, Porkins is top 5 in points at the moment. William Brock here in the 1 to the inside, but Gore hasn't... Oi, that was close. Drove in very hard, and Porkins recognised him at just in time and just gave enough space to get past. There's John Andrews here who's a lap down, of course, in the 55. It's been a miserable year for John Andrews in that 55. So go back up to the front. Brandon Benz in the 27. But back to Gore for a minute. Hasn't had a top 5 this year. Of course, first year with Gifford Inc. And looking for... get himself back here. Contending for wins. That's the hope. You see Bright back there in 6 hours out of row. His Gore's teammates won 3 races this year, 3 and 5 at one stage. At the moment, running in the 5th position. Here's Caesar, 25. Well, of course, we know, talked about before, if Allen does continue to struggle, there is potential that Caesar would take the championship lead. And Brandon Bent certainly looking to put himself back in contention. He wants to... he's struggled a bit this year. He's looking to... Well, if he gets back-to-back wins, it certainly would put him in a very good position to once again make the chase. Nichols as well at the 3. He hasn't had a great year. Still hasn't won in over a year. Last win was Auto Club Season 4. Of course, had 5 wins in Season 3. Only the 1 win last year. Blew up at Canadian Tire, which was the regular season finale, of course, and when he was leading. So, it's been a while since he's gone to victory lane, but... and hasn't had a great year. He's in 4th at the moment. In number 3 is on board here with Brandon Bent. He's got Julio Caesar ranging up onto the back, and he might make a move. And he keeps it behind him for now. This is a great shot, of course. Caesar is a bit further back just a few laps ago, and here he is now. He did not get great entrance into turn 3, and that is going to hold him back a little bit. The top 4, as it currently stands, are within striking distance of this race lead. It's been pretty clean, actually. I mean, you ignore the first caution of the race, and it's been green flag ever since. Go back in here. Key Rally. He's had a very good year for... I mean, you compare the start of this season and the start of last season, it's a completed 180. You know, it was down as far as, I think, 30th in points last year. I think after Talladega, if memory serves me correct. And he's currently in contention for that top of the standings at the moment. He's had a good year. And his three of the Gifford Trinity cars all line astern. Back in there, they ran out the top 10. Nichols to the inside of Miller. Side by side at the line, and Miller will get him for now. Don't think he'll hold on for much longer as Caesar is trying to find a way around Brandon Bent for this race lead. Nichols up into third place, so he's on the move in the Gear and Chevy. Keep an eye out for them. Of course, both those guys are within a second of the race lead. But Brandon Bent's doing a fine job. He's been able to hold Caesar off when Caesar has been pressing. So you're going to catch a lap car here. That is Carter Friesen, who's got left side damage in the 46. Not sure what's happened to him. But, that's a tough break for Friesen. He's another one of these guys who is looking to make his case for a potential chase berth. As here we go, battle for the lead. 25's gone to the inside. Side by side off of 4. Drag to the line, and Brandon Bent will get there, but will he hold it on the outside lane into 1 and 2? And he will not. It will be Julio Caesar back out in front here in the 25 car. Bent will slot back into line into second, then Nichols, then Miller. These are the 4 guys currently competing for the lead, and here we go. Caesar is going to pit, so 25, of course, won at Phoenix thanks to a great pit stop and a great pit strategy. Got himself out in front of guys like Brandon Bent, who led a lot of laps in that race. Brandon Bent. See, pit stops haven't begun. You saw Eli Bright pitting before as well. You'd think these guys are going to pit, and they are. But this is interesting. Because it now begs the question, can these guys make it on fuel if this thing does stay green? It's been it's been pretty clean, to be honest. Besides the first caution, it's been a very clean race, and it looks like everyone's going to come down now. You see Clifton back on pit road game. It looks like he's going to repair that car a little bit more as Caesar wins the race off. There's Eli Bright, of course, pitted before. But the 25 is miles ahead. And we'll see where the 27 comes out in relation. Dino Motorsports haven't been as quick on pit road as this year. And I think it's fair to say the 25 team, Julius Caesar, probably has the best pit crew in the entire league as it currently stands. They have a really good pit crew and got him out front many times. And there he is. You can see a couple of the NS racing cars back in there. But let's see, where does the 25 and the 27 kind of come out in relation? There's Bent. And there goes the 25. So Caesar has flown past and looks like coming down a lap earlier has done him a world of good. And that is a bit of work for Brandon Bent to make up. He's got Addison Steinbach in between, but the 25 will resume the lead once everything cycles through. And he takes the lead right now. So Caesar out in front once again, of course. Winner here last year, looking for his second win of the year. As is Brandon Bent. Miller. Watson's made his way up to 4th, so he's benefited from the pit strategy. And he's going to go to the inside here, Benny Watson. And he breezes past Dawson Miller, so Watson up to 3rd, and Eli Bright's going to follow him through. So the NS Racing Fords of Watson and Bright up into 3rd and 4th. Great runs for them. Then Rowley and Nichols. So you got all 4 of the Nicotech cars in the top 7 as it currently stands. So great run for Nicotech, but I think they'd prefer to be in front of the 95 and the 96. How about Charlie Davenport? We mentioned he was the highest starting rookie in the field. He is currently running at the 9th position. Great run for him. Actually, 8th position because he's just got around Dominic Anthony. Anthony in the 9th position, and then behind them, how about Billy Natavio in the number 12, the snap-on Ford. By far and away his best run this year so far. Lorenz Maga is in 11th. He came down a lap earlier, so he's benefited from the pit cycle. Cody Smart's going to go to the inside here, and we'll take that spot away, and Alexander Rowe is going to follow through. Then Porkins, Denton, Renan Asip, who, once again, has had a very good year, missed the Daytona 500, has made every race since. And Richard Fridge, you see a little bit of front-end damage, which he may have gotten on pit road somewhere. But he's made his way up into 17th, so that means further up towards the front than where it was before. And Allen has moved his way up into the 18th position in the Powerade Ford. So we'll see what he can salvage from here. I don't think it's going to be a win. William Broxacoma, Yassi in 20th. That's your top 20. As you see, Eli Bright has fallen back in the 95. But here's your race leader, Julio Caesar, 25. He's got it all to himself as it currently stands, but still plenty of time to go. Back to the battle for third. Watson continuing to hold position. Might not for very long. He's got all three Nicotech cars all over the back of him. And Miller is going to go to the inside, maybe. No, he won't. He's going to stick him behind. And Raleigh is going to make the move to the inside. And they're going to be side by side through 1 and 2. A gaggle of Nicotech cars. Currently running 4th, 5th, 6th. Of course, you got the 25 out in front. Raleigh is going to get Miller. And Nichols is going to follow through as well. So Miller, who was sizing up Watson, has just lost 2 positions in the space of a lap. And Eli Bright, of course, who was 4th just a minute ago, is running in 7th as a result of being out of position. Brandon Bett's closing in here, by the way. He's gained about 2.5 tenths in the last couple of laps, so keep an eye out for that. These guys were a long way back, and now Nichols is going to get to the inside of Raleigh. So the Nicotech boys are all fighting within each other, and Watson and Eli Bright's going to make a move back in there. I mean, if Isaac Nichols probably watching right now and grimacing at what he's seeing. As Nichols in, well, maybe not for the 25 lead, but the 3 has just gone around the 10, and Eli Bright's throwing himself back into the top 5 mix with all the in-team squabbling. Side by side through the turn. Raleigh trying to get that run on the outside, Bright on the inside. Someone was on pit road, I couldn't tell who that was. No, it was just Chase Harris by the looks of it. This battle's still not over back in there. There's Brandon Bent. He is closing. It's now 1.64 seconds. John Andrews is already 3 laps off the pace. It's been one of those years for John Andrews, said before, that team, that 55 team, comes into this race last in owner points. It's just been a terrible year for them. First year under the Alex Tanker ownership. Look throughout the field. See where you are right now. Throughout the field. Look back in here. Henrik Waugh, way down to 35th as it currently stands. So something's probably happened on pit road, because he was up with Porkins and Anthony, and he's really fallen back as a result. And, well, if he can't get himself up to speed a little bit more, he's in danger of falling a lap down. So, exactly what you want. Here's a flyby of the entire field. Try and find where you are throughout the field. Kelly Lee, you see in the 76. Mitchell Collins as well. Not runs that those 2 guys needed as well in the process of all that. As you see, these guys have caught up to Andrews, and Davenport and Anthony have closed up to this battle, which is now 6th place. And Davenport's going to go to the inside. This is a great run for Charlie Davenport, trying to get to the inside of Eli Bright. Could not stick the car on the bottom. And now Anthony trying to get to the inside lane. They're going to be side by side down the front. And Anthony, the Las Vegas winner, looks like he will get that done. So Anthony up into 7th. Miller has really lost out. He was stuck behind the 55 of Andrews. He's fallen back to 9th. And there's the 51 of Alexander Rowe. Running in 10th, Porkins 11th. The moment, of course, started on the outside pole, hasn't really been up towards the front all night. Watson. Then Nichols and Rowley. That's your 3rd through 5th, and looks like Nichols might make a move on Watson. I tell you what, Benny Watson, this has been a breakout year for him in terms of results. Last year he made the chase for the first time, but here he is running up in the top 5 week in, week out. Second last week at Talladega, second at Phoenix. He's had a great year, but he's going to lose this, maybe 2 spots here to those two, the 3 and the 10, although he's not going to give up a nickel of Rowley, I shouldn't say yet. But it looks like he might have to slot in line, and he does. So Nichols up to 3rd, Rowley up to 4th. And meanwhile, Julio Caesar making his way around lap traffic. Brennerbet 1.6 seconds, so it hasn't really changed terribly much, although 1.5, so he's gained a 10th on that lap, but he's probably because of Caesar dealing with the lap traffic. Steinbach in the 53, currently 2 laps down, about to go 3, although not letting Julio Caesar get past that easily. But this has been a great performance by Julio Caesar. That car has looked pretty good all weekend, and on track to get his 2nd win of the year as Bent trying to get by Noah Clifton. And Bams will get by pretty easily in the end. Clifton gave him enough room to get by, but Steinbach hasn't let the 25 get through, which, I mean, is an interesting one. I mean, it's missing its whole rear end, the 53, so it's an interesting one. So you'd think, I mean, Caesar's got to get past here, otherwise he's going to let Brandon get back into it, which is the last thing that Caesar wants to do. Of course, another thing we have to remember is fuel strategy. I think these guys, because this looks like it's going to go green to the end, it looks like that these guys are going to have... Oh, I mean, these guys will probably have to pit again. So, a very interesting one. I've actually just got an intel that Steinbach has actually come down multiple laps later than the 25, and that is why he's still ahead. So that would explain that. As Watson's kind of fallen off and slipping back into the clutches of Bryce and all these guys back in here, Porkins to the inside of Rowe into intra-team battle. And Porkins up into the top 10 in that 71. It's still looking for that first win. I mean, a bunch of these guys are looking for the first win in over a year. Of course, we know Rose won 3 races this year in the first 8, 3 and 5. But, not exactly terrible runs. Look back in here. Colin Denson's all alone at the moment. He's currently in 12th. Then Allen's in 13th. So, considering he got involved in an accident and started from the very back, 42nd on the grid, it's not a bad recovery. 13th as it currently stands. Cody Smart behind him 14th and William Brock in 15th. That's the top 15. Now Porkins and Rose sizing up Charlie Davenport here for it. Get a couple of Nicotech, back, a couple of Gifford Trinity cars, back into the top 10. Although Davenport gets a pretty good run through the turn. It's a great run for Davenport. Very good run. 9th at the moment, highest rookie in the field, and really mixing it up with a lot of these guys that are, I mean, all these guys in the top 10, except for the 96, have won races in the series. So, good signs for Charlie Davenport, as 25 Julius Caesar will lead with 10 laps to go. The margin's 1.6, and taking on board with him here. Not too much to worry about. He's just got to make sure that everything goes all right on the pit stop. And hopefully no yellows. The last thing he wants is a yellow. It's through 3 and 4. Comes down to 9 laps to go, looking for a second win of the year. And he's been great with the visor cam as well. One of the few drivers that allows that to happen week in, week out. And tell you what, Caesar stepped it up every year he's been in the series. He First year part-time, only raced the 5 races out of the 26 in the 26 car for BK Racing at the time, and then made his way into the 79, made his way to Gifford Trinink in the 91, and got his first Cup Series win, and got a win here last year, of course, second Cup win, and now he's looking for his second win of the year. He's set himself back into championship contention as Noah Clifton, they have caught up to him again. Miller's going to get to the inside. And Watson on the outside, of course, that's not the place you want to be. You do not want to be on the outside when there's a lap car on the outside. When it's, as slow as Noah Clifton is, as it currently stands. Eli Bright gets around, you see Anthony and Porkins, they're going to get by as well by the looks of it, before it's all said and done. Although Anthony did not get a great run through the turn, although he will... As Watson kind of slid off the racetrack and is still behind the 6 of Clifton. So, oh, here we go. Eli Bright is on the bottom and he is going to pit. And here we go. Money stop right here for Julio Caesar. And that 25 team, Brandon Bent stays out. So this could very well decide the race winner right here. Let's see, we'll stick with the 25 here for a bit. Cody Smart also on pit road back in there. Brandon Nelson in the 44. Not sure who the other car was, Billy and Time. In fact, there's a few on pit road. Brandon Bent has pitted by, I think, Nichols, and Raleigh is staying out. Let's see. There's Brandon Bent in the 27, so he is coming down. Big stop for him as well. Came in about a second and a half, I reckon, off the lead. Now it's a matter of where does he come out in relation to the 25? Can he jump him? Here come the rest of the field. So the 3, the 10. There's Caesar in the 25. The 3 and the 10, the 39, the 71. All those guys, they're coming in now as well. So we'll see. Now there is the 25 of Caesar. There is the 27 of Brandon Bent, and he has jumped him by a long shot too. He's a long way ahead of Julio Caesar. So that must have been a slow stop for Caesar because... gee whiz. That's why it's the money stop. Now where does Nichols come out in relation to the 27? And there goes Brandon Bent. So Brandon Bent will assume the lead here. And he's got 3.5 laps to go. So Brandon Bent in the Subway Ford looking to go back to back. I don't actually remember if he's gone back to... Oh, he has. Yeah, last year. So last year, the first 2 races, there goes Caesar. So Caesar fell back to 3rd in all that. He's going to get up into 2nd place, getting around the 3. But Brandon Bent, with 3 laps to go, currently has a pretty good gap. So he's looked back in there to Raleigh and Miller. So all 4 Nicotech cars in the top 4, but it's the one DW car, Brandon Bent, who leads the race, and he's got 2 laps to go. And he takes it with 2 laps to go. Gets to the start-finish line first. It's been a great performance by Brandon Bent. And I'll tell you what, Caesar actually gained a lot. That was 7 tenths, I think. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe something's wrong with the 27. Caesar is coming at the 25. He's right there. Julio Caesar is right there. Something must be up with the 27. I don't know what it could be, but something's not right as he takes the white flag. And Caesar is flying in the 25. He is gonna... Can he make a move into turn 3? He's got a good run down the back straightaway. Is he gonna go to the inside of Brandon Bent? He does. He gets to the inside and he's gonna get by him. Caesar gets by Bent. And Julio Caesar comes from the clouds to win at Kansas. My goodness. What a finish. Where did he come from? Where did the 25 come from? What happened to Brandon Bent? What happened to the 27? Oh my goodness. What a finish. Brandon Bent, I don't know what's happened. Something's gone wrong with Brandon Bent's car on the last few laps, and Julio Caesar has come from nowhere. He led the most laps, but he came from nowhere. What an unbelievable finish. What a race. What a finish. Last lap pass. And Caesar gets his second win of the year, his second at Kansas. From the pole, too. Second in a row, he's won from the pole at Kansas. What an unbelievable finish. I cannot... Wow. Wow, what a race. What a finish. Oh my goodness. I think we deserve to look at that one more time. We'll take a look at that. And then we'll get to the finishing results. So here's what happened. This explains the difference in speed at the end. Watch the 25 here. Julio Caesar going to come in. And I didn't notice this. I did not notice this when this was happening. You see, he's going to take right sides. I think he'll take all four here. No, he just takes the right side. So it just takes two. He takes two on that pit stop. And then you'll notice Brandon Bent's going to come down here. There's the 27. And he will take just fuel, no tyres, and that is why there was such a difference in speed at the end. So it was a gamble by the 27 and DW Motorsports to try and get him a win, and there was just one too many laps. If he the one less lap, he would have got that win. But Caesar, with right sides, comes from over 2 seconds down on the 27 to win that race. What an incredible finish, and it was a big gamble. It didn't cost the 27 anything. He was running second before the pit stops, but bit of disappointment for Brandon Bent in that Subway team. As here's an onboard from Julio Caesar. This will be the white flag lap, and you can see how much he is gaining and gaining and gaining. You see, he actually runs a higher line. He runs a higher line so he can get a better drive off than Bent. Gets more speed, and you can just see the difference in speed off of the corner, and he can drive it in deeper, and he just breezes by in the end. And he comes down to take the checkered flag. What an unbelievable win by Julio Caesar. He led the most laps starting from pole, but had to come from behind to do it. Here's Brandon Bent's point of view. And you just see the difference in the speed. You can see how the 25 is just gaining and gaining and gaining. And you just can't... Look at that. You see how much he's just gaining through the turn. That's what good tyres do for you. Down the back. He just got a good run off the corner, and 27 just couldn't fight. Brandon Bent just could not fight. Otherwise, Caesar might have just pushed him out of the way and got the win, but didn't do that in the end. But it very disappointing for Brandon Bent. And number 27, the jubilation for Julio Caesar and Nicotech Racing Boost Mobile, their second win of the year. What an unbelievable finish. 0.43 in the end, separated the top two. Nichols in third, Miller and Raleigh. So all four Nicotech cars in the top five. Porkins, Rowe, Anthony down to 8th. William Brook, Tristan Allen with a nice recovery in 12th. Charlie Davenport was the highest rookie in 13th. Great day for him. Ran in a sip as well in 14th. Benny Watson in 16th. Fell back at the end. Kelly Lee in 26th. Not the run she needed. Way down the order, unfortunately. Jamie Rose as well falls into that category. Henrik Worth, 31st. Nathan Stapleton, Mitchell Collins. And then, of course, Steinbach, Friesen, Andrews, Clifton, Chase Harris all involved in that accident. Jake Rogers had an engine failure. And we didn't notice that. And he finished 41st. Tough break for him. And here are the point standings. So, Julio Caesar now 5 points behind Tristan Allen in the 14 with those results today. And that's your Chase Cutoff, and William Brock in the number 1 gets into the top 16 by 3 points as it currently stands over Mitchell Collins, 4 over Cody Smart. It is going to be a very entertaining battle to see who gets in. 6 races remaining, and for all these guys back in here, not impossible. Well, pretty much impossible for some, but not totally impossible. See what happens in the next few races, and these guys' season's pretty much done. We'll see how they go for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching here at Kansas. We will see you guys next time at Pocono. See you then.